Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright, and this video is an energy walkthrough video where I'm going to walk you through doing detailed work on two of your energy meridians in your body, which are natural pathways that energy flows in. And it's also the part 2 walkthrough video for like a energy healing recap for the Sunday healing that I did on April 15th, 2018. So, and I'm gonna do this walkthrough video. A little bit of it'll be explaining things, but it'll be kind of a demo style where I'm gonna do my own repair work as the video goes along. So I encourage you to do your own, healing and repair work as you're listening to. So first, we're gonna just back up a little and do a micro taste of a video that I did like 2 weeks ago called Move Out of Resistance. We're gonna start with that just because I feel like that sets you up well to do more successful work, moving out of resistance in your meridians, and then doing repair work, repairing the fraying in your meridians, in those two meridians that we're going to work on. So so before we do any of that though, let's get more grounded. So we can just do a 1 color earth energy soak. And if you feel like, oh, I'm really ungrounded, just do any of the videos in my quick flow playlist, because those will really get you very centered. But maybe, if you're okay already, then you could just do this little bit that I'm about to do with you, and that would be okay. All right, so nice deep breaths. And be aware of your whole aura all around you. And perhaps this incredibly simple drawing will help. Perhaps not. But anyway, your aura wraps all the way around you, in front of you, behind you, all around you, okay? And it goes beneath you too, right? And so you want to create your grounding at red or orange or yellow, since we're just going to do a 1 color grounding right now. So I'm going to choose orange, just like the drawing. So create your grounding as wide as your whole aura, all the way down to the core of the earth. So it flows all the way down and it stays wide all the way down. So kind of like a big orange waterfall, okay? And it goes up as high as your 3rd chakra, right here, right below your sternum bone. So just imagine a big wide grounding for yourself, and you can do red or orange or yellow, and make sure it connects all the way down to the core of the earth. And you just check that with your imagination, your mind, your thoughts, your intention. And just imagine it flowing downward so that you can let go of whatever you're ready to release. And that could be just some worries that you have, or some energy that somebody accidentally gave you when they were telling you some problem of theirs. So you just let the waterfall grounding just take whatever that you need to release away from you all the way down to the core of the earth. And then the core of the earth just absorbs it and sends it back all cleaned up wherever it belongs. So that's just grounding, right? And that's really good to have at all times. And then the earth energy soak is where you bring up an extra amount of the earth energy, just like as if you were in a forest. The trees do it for you. They bring up all this extra earth energy and you're all around it, and it feels really nice, right? So we're gonna kind of be like a tree right now, and we're gonna use the grounding like a straw to bring up a whole bunch of extra earth energy at the color that you chose already, so red or orange or yellow. So I'm gonna do orange, and I'm just gonna use my grounding like a straw and bring up a whole bunch of extra and just soak in it. So bring your earth energy, red or orange or yellow, all the way up, even above your head, because the top of your aura, is above your head. You have 7 layers above your head and behind you to both sides and in front of you, and just soak in that earth energy. And as you take some deep breaths, you can think about letting go. I can let go. All right, so that's sort of the first out of the two things that we're gonna do to get ourselves a little centered, to be able to do this meridian work that we're gonna do. So the second thing we're gonna do is we're gonna be aware of the top of our aura and just above it. But we're not gonna kind of hop up there. We're just gonna imagine a copy of this part of the aura out in front of us. So like for me then, you know, like I would just imagine it right here out in front of me, right? So you do that for you. Just imagine, you could trace it with your hand like I'm doing if you want, but I mean, obviously you don't have to, you can just imagine. But, you know, imagine the top part of your aura, and then just imagine some energy blocks above the top of your aura using this copy out in front of you. And a lot of times they might look like big phone books stacked there, or big books, you know, just in a pile, or big newspapers in a pile, or big boxes. And the idea is those are the energy blocks. And yeah, we want to clear those. But for inner strength, you get more of a good ripple effect if you are actually aware of the glue or resistance that's holding those energy blocks in place. Because unless you get out of resistance, there are always more energy blocks that you're going to be holding on to. So imagine the energy of yours, that's the glue holding these energy blocks in place. So for me, I have like 17 books piled on top of each other up there, and those are just energy blocks. And, you know, I'm just counting them with my intuition. And so I'm imagining the glue, the energy of mine that is sort of clutching and resistant, and that's what's making all this stick together and stay up there. And so you imagine the part of you that's the glue or the resistance, and of course this may be a subconscious part of you, and just what you could do is bring up purple earth energy and soak that area. And that's kind of calming, so that can calm down that glue part of you. And you can also even use some gold light to melt away the cords going into there, because it could be that there's some other people that are sending their energy into that mess, and, you know, subconsciously. But it could be that their extra energy is sort of holding you in place. So when you melt away those energy cords from those other people, that could help. And then just imagine that part of you that's the glue, and relax. Calm that part down, comfort that part of you. Take a deep breath. Maybe think of, you know, I can be the flow. Instead of the glue, I can be the flow. I'm gonna let go. I can let go. I don't have to resist. I'm going to move out of resistance. Okay? And generally what happens then is those energy blocks clear, but then a lot of other ones clear in your chakras, because that's such a key space for you above the top of your head right there, that it creates this really nice chain reaction if you clear energy blocks from up there. Well, if you move out of resistance up there. Not only does it clear energy blocks there, but then it clears energy blocks in a lot of other places at the same time. All right, good. So you could pause the video if you want to work on that more. And you can also, you know, just know that that video Move Out of Resistance that I made, you know, about 2 weeks ago, that's all it does. That just, it really specializes on that one thing that we just did. But in this video, we're going to just do that. We did that to prepare you for working more on your meridians. And again, meridians are from traditional Chinese medicine. And there are, I'm not an expert in traditional Chinese medicine at all. I'm just a fan. I'm a patient. I go to an acupuncturist for acupuncture and Chinese herbs. But in Chinese medicine, there are 14 meridians, and the angels told me, and I don't know all 14 at this point. I mean, I can look them up, but you know, I don't have them memorized. But the angels pointed out 2 of them for me in particular to work with people on in this triplet set. And So the Friday videos, the April 13th videos, I definitely recommend. The part 1 intro video and then the part 2 walkthrough video. What that helps you to do is move out of resistance in this back meridian, the GV meridian. And then the front meridian, the CV meridian. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go one step further than that. Okay, so if you haven't done that already, you could just do that after this one, or you could stop and do that one now. I think either way is okay. But what we're doing now is we're going to detach beings and energy cords that are connected directly, that may be connected directly to these meridians. And again, that's the external part of the GV meridian that goes like that, and the external part of the CV meridian, or conception vessel meridian, that goes from there up to here. So this is governing vessel meridian, and this is or GV, and this is CV, or conception vessel meridian. But anyway, so this video deals with the fraying. Fraying right there. So fraying is a term that, you know, the angels showed me, basically. I have no idea if there's a correlation, exact correlation in traditional Chinese medicine. But anyway, fraying is where the meridian, it's got a nice focus flow in most places, but then not at the part where it's frayed. Fraying, like as if it's a rope is frayed, you know? So it's just like the energy is kind of more scattered there and less focused and strong, and so it's easy for beings to attach right there, relatively easy, and then it's relatively easy for people to create energy cords and connect into there. And I was seeing with participants, I was seeing that they can have fraying on either of these meridians, and they can have beings connected to the frayed parts in either of these meridians. And in general, actually, not exclusively, but a lot of the cords were from mothers, people's mothers. Even though they were grown up, their mothers were still, not everybody's moms, but there were some people. And it was interesting because it tended to be people that worried a lot, the participants. And, you know, if you have somebody sending their energy into this meridian, it is definitely possible that you would have more issues with fear or vulnerability, or feeling like, oh gosh, how am I gonna do this? How am I gonna cope, you know? So it's really interesting. So anyway, that's what this video is gonna do. What we're gonna do is we're gonna look for, and let's work on the GV meridian first. That's the back one. Why? Because the back one is yang. The back one is related to Wei Qi, where you protect yourself and you stand up for yourself. So that one, I think, is going to be, the more you work on it, the stronger you feel, the more you're like, yeah, I'm going to keep myself safe. Let's get this stuff out of me. You're just, you know, it's like it's, you know, the part of you that can just stand up and defend you is going to be stronger, you know? So that's why I want to do it first. And that's what I did in the healing too, for people. I did the GV work first, with people. So again, just think of that GV meridian, and it goes up here and around here, and it ends right there in the roof of your mouth. And again, it doesn't end because the meridian continues, but in the inside of your body, You know, this part of it is the external part of the meridian where there are acupuncture points all along here. But then it does continue more inside your body. But the angels, they're like, yeah, you don't need to deal with that. You know, if you heal this external part, you help the whole meridian significantly. So, yay. So anyway, so imagine that GV meridian, and I like to just imagine a copy out in front of me. And so imagine a copy out in front of you of your GV meridian. And you know, it's just kind of like a straightish line that follows your back, you know, and then it hooks around your head, you know, and then in the roof of your mouth a little. So it's just, you know, kind of an arched line that's sort of straight because of your back. And then, you know, it loops around because of your head, you know. And so you just imagine the somewhat straight arching part and then the loopy part, and just let your imagination find, you know, just the first frayed part that you should work on. And it could feel more tense. It could feel, you know, just let your imagination find a spot. Okay. So for me, it's right in the lower back. Okay, but for you, it could be a different spot. It doesn't matter. Just pick a spot to work on first. You know, it could be by the neck and shoulders. It could be anywhere along it. Okay, so mine is in the lower back, and sure enough, see, I didn't meditate as much as I normally would before I did this walkthrough because I wanted to have messed up parts of my meridians so that I could demo it for you. So good, I have problems. So they're easy to fix though. So I found a frayed area in my lower back of my GV meridian. And if you've never worked your GV meridian, you probably have a frayed part in your lower back too. And so since it's a frayed part, you're more likely to have energy cords from other people going in there and or beings, you know, little spirits just sort of clinging onto that spot. So for me, I have a little of both. Yay! So I have two beings, and again, that's just with my intuition, I'm counting. So there are two beings just sort of attached onto that little meridian. So like if this is the meridian, they're just like that, you know, glommed onto it. So I have two beings, and then I have one cord even. So yay for variety. So the least drama thing to do first is get the beings first. But the least drama way to get the beings first is to freeze them, which I think is really fun. You know, you kind of freeze them in place because beings are sentient, you know, so if you're trying to get them and get them out, they can kind of move around and give you a hard time a little bit. And, you know, I don't have time for that. You know, I don't want to play games. So, but you can freeze them just with your own intention because it's your domain. Your whole space is yours, right? So if they're in your domain, you get to freeze their energy just with your mind. But if you want, ask your angels to freeze them if you're not as confident as I am. Just be like, angels, can you freeze these two beings right here, or whatever beings are right here? Because I think, you know, angels do like if you spot things for them, you know, because then you're using your mind and your imagination and you're finding them. But so I'm just gonna freeze the two myself though, because I can, you know, and then I'm just gonna kind of unbond them from the meridian just with my intention. And you know, you always want to be careful with meridians, so just don't, you know, you want to just unbond them, like untangle them from the meridians, and then just hand them to your angels. And that's easy because you already froze them, so they're just like these little ice cubes that you give to your angels. And just say, angels, with your mind, just say, angels, can you please recycle these spirits? You know, and so that's that. Okay, and if that was too hard for you, just ask your angels, just with your mind. Just say, angels, can you get rid of the spirits that are right there? You know, and then they'll do it for you. And if that somehow freaked you out, just redo your grounding. So just, you know, imagine your big grounding, you know, do another earth energy soak, bring that color of earth energy up and just soak in it. Maybe wiggle your toes, because you want to stay really present as you do this work. Okay, and you don't want to be freaked out. If you get freaked out for a second, just chill out, recenter, wiggle your toes, reground. It doesn't have to be freaky. Okay, so then I'm still working that part of my GV meridian. So you can work a different part of your, whichever part you're working, your GV meridian. And so I got rid of the beings. And so now I have that one chord. And sure enough, wait, let's see. This is from a genetic family member of mine. I'm just doing like multiple choice intuition. Is it my genetic father? No. Is it my genetic mother? Yes. Boy, these moms. So anyway, so it's right back here. I'm just gonna, and again, you want to be gentle with your meridian, right? With the chord, not so much, doesn't matter. But so I'm just gonna use gold fire to kind of dissolve that chord, you know, and that just sort of falls away. Okay. And, you know, if you feel that something really consistent, that your genetic mother keeps doing that, and maybe you get along with her really well, which, you know, isn't the case in my case. But say if you feel like, oh, my mother is really rational and reasonable, but she still keeps chording your meridian, just then you can telepath her, you know, with your mind and just say, it's okay, I'm safe, I'm fine, I'm really okay, I promise. You know, and then that could chill her out. I mean, you know your mom. If that doesn't chill her out, don't bother. But anyway, so now I don't have anything attached to that frayed part. It's just a frayed part, which, you know, is like my beautiful drawing here. You know, so it's just a little frayed part like that, right? And so just this, again, because meridians are a little bit more delicate, I would say, than chakras. Like with chakras, you can just flood them with as much gold healing energy as you want, you know, to get rid of energy blocks or whatever. But meridians, I think it's good to be a little more reverent with them. A little more, yeah, just a little more respectful of them. I'm just going to use gold mist. So like a mist, you know, like you would spray on plants, you know, a mist of water. It's just a little delicate amount of energy, right? And so just, I'm going to surround that meridian with gold mist, you know, so a very delicate gold energy. And you can go with the direction of the meridian, which is upward. That part of the meridian goes upward. You know, both these meridians, the parts that we're focusing on, go upward. So you could like kind of go like this a little bit. But, or you could just hold it, you know, and just with your hands or your imagination, just have like little gold misters, you know. All right. So now mine just healed up. The frayed part just healed. And what I was going to say is generally the frayed part, it's either a too low vibration or a too high vibration for the rest of the meridian. So it just kind of is a little like offline part. Like the flow is still there, it's just not as strong and it's more scattered. So then when it heals up, it just does look like it sort of unfrays. It's more of a concise energy flow. It's more of a concise energy flow, excuse me. Sometimes I actually burp when I'm working my meridians. I don't know if that's just me. But anyway, so let's do another spot, okay? Let's do one more spot on your GV meridian. And again, that's just so you can feel stronger and more that sense of protecting yourself and taking good care of yourself, standing up for yourself. It'll help you have better boundaries with external energies. So just find any spot along here. And again, your external part of your GV governing vessel meridian, that's the one we're imagining. And so let's see. And if you think, well, I'm not advanced, Janet, how would I know where? Just randomly pick a place to work on, because chances are that randomly picking a place is really accurate intuition, but you're just doubting yourself. So yeah, this is a good spot probably for anybody, but my next spot I'm going to work is right here, like from the base of the head to the back of the head. So that's where I'm going to work. So I'm just imagining that part of my GV meridian, that governing vessel meridian, and you can imagine a different spot on the GV meridian. But you're imagining a spot that most likely has some fraying and therefore also some beings and or some energy cords from other people. And sure enough, mine has all of the above. So first get the beings, that's number one. So I have, this one's more popular. I have 4. These are little ones though, but I have 4 little spirits like glommed on to that part there. So first I'm just gonna freeze them because that's nice and low drama. So I'm just gonna freeze them with my intention because they're in my space and I like doing that. So then they're kind of frozen so they can't move. But you can also just ask your angels. Angels, can you please freeze those beings for me? And then just remove them, just like use gold light and don't harm the meridian, but just kind of take the beings away and just have your angels recycle them. But you can also just have your angels take them for you. You know, if that's too complicated for you to just lift them out yourself. So you can just say, angels, can you please recycle those beings right there? You know, and that's good enough. And just, you know, let your angels do that for maybe 10, 20 seconds. And then, so the beings are gone and from that spot. And then I do have actually 2 energy cords. Yay. Yay, just for demo purposes. But I have 2 energy cords going into that spot. Well, that area. So you can use your imagination. Do you have energy cords going in there? And if so, how many? And you can even have a lot, you know, like 10 or something, if you've never worked that area. Because it's just people on a subconscious level. They don't know they're doing it. These are 2 genetic family members. I have a very invasive genetic family. Yeah, these are siblings for me, in my case. Just, you don't need to know at all, really. It's just cords, you just melt them. So I'm just going to use gold light or gold fire and melt away the cords. And again, I'm going to be very gentle with the meridian. I'm not really doing anything with the meridian right now. I'm just melting the cords. So they just kind of fall away and fall out of my space. Okay? And then you're going to think about that frayed area, that frayed part of the GV governing vessel meridian. And you want to just gold mist. Use gold mist. So it's just a very delicate amount of little tiny pieces of universal gold healing energy that you can mist out of a gold little sprayer, or you can just generate it with your fingers. And you could, you know, trace the natural direction of the meridian if you wanted, which is upward right there, and then it bends around your head. But you don't have to, you can just hold your hands in place. And just keep breathing, be patient. And if it's not working for you, you know, and you're like, oh, it's not working, just keep breathing. And, you know, you can ask your angels to help you with it too. Can you help me heal this part right here? There, mine just healed. So again, it's just kind of, it's like, it's almost like with hair, you know, you can have split ends in your hair and then it just heals up. So there's no more split ends. So the energy then is nice and focused. And I don't think at that point it would be possible for a spirit to connect to it anymore, or a person to cord to it anymore. So anyway, so good job. Woohoo! So what that does is it brings a lot more of your spirit in to here. And since this meridian, they call it a governing vessel because it governs a lot of your other yang vessel, all your other yang meridians. So there's a big ripple effect, particularly if you've never done it before. You know, there will be sort of a good chain reaction, you know, probably for the next day or 2 at least, which is nice. Kind of like if you get a really good acupuncture appointment and they do needles on you and you're like, oh, wow. And, you know, the next couple days are better for you. It's like that. So working with your meridians like that, it does cause a big chain reaction. It's a good chain reaction, but you know, if you have any issues at all, feel free to post comments under the video, or just good comments like, wow, that felt great. Please let me know, post under the video. And again, you can do this as often as your intuition tells you is healthy and gentle for you to do it. All right, so take care. I hope you really enjoyed this walkthrough video. And if you liked it, you want other people to find it, please give it a thumbs up because that does help. Okay, bye.